What's up, friends and foes? Welcome back to Suplexes and Stuff. I am your host. My name is Steven. I'd like to first off apologize to the listeners last episode when I said that I was going to be back next week. That was obviously a lie. I promise I'm going to try to get better on releasing content on a regular basis and try to get back on that weekly thing. But do got 3 weeks of stuff to catch up on. We'll zoom through that. The big things are like Bash at the Beach or whatever it was, and Summerslam, of course. So with that being said, welcome to Suplexes and Stuff. Join me as I read deep from the Book of Smart Mark. We are about to begin. Let's go on and get ahead of ourselves here and jump into week 1 of 3. This is Monday, July 24th through the 29th, through obviously the end of July. So let's jump through there. Raw from Monday, July 24th. Becky Lynch defeats Zoe Starks. Dirty Dom defeats Sami Zayn. Awesome for him to get these bigger wins under his belt. You know, facing Sami Zayn, I do believe that was his first defense. Could be wrong. Then we had Bronson Reed defeating Tommaso Ciampa. Damian Priest defeated Apollo Crews. Good NXT vibes there. Really like that one. And Drew McIntyre defeat Giovanni Vinci. Next up here we have NXT from Tuesday, July 25th, 2023. We had Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams defeating Ilya Dragunov in this. We have Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams and Ilya Dragunov defeating the Schism. We have Von Wagner defeating Javier Bernal. We had Stax and Tony D'Angelo defeating Bronco Nima and Lucian Price. We had the returning Rhea Ripley to NXT defeating Lyra Valkyria. That's awesome to see Rhea back there in NXT where she ran rampant for a long time. Next up, Dynamite, Wednesday, July 26th from 2023. Orange Cassidy defeated AR Fox. Excellent. Pac defeated Gravity. Swerve Strickland and Darby Allin. Defeated Darby Allin. Britt Baker defeated Taya Valkyrie. The Lucha Brothers defeated Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli and the Best Friends. No, excuse me, yeah. Yes. Yes, indeed, that's what happened with the Lucha Brothers. Excuse me. Next up, we have Impact from Thursday, July 27th. 2023. Trinity and Dani Luna defeated the Coven. Johnny Swinger defeated Outlandish Zicky Dice in a loser leaves Impact match. And well, you'll at the end of the match here find out where Outlandish Zicky Dice landed out. But I think it's going to be pretty cool for him. Giselle Shaw defeats Masha Slamovich. Brian Myers and Moose defeats Alex Shelley and Kushida. And Zach Wentz defeats Speedball Mike Bailey. Eric Young defeats Nick Aldis. We then have Ring of Honor from the 27th as well. Thursday. We had Josh Woods defeating Eli Isom. We had Trish Adora defeating Vita Von Star. The Mobile Embassy defeating the Iron Savages. We had the Renegades defeating Tiana James and JC. The Athena defeating Christina Marie. Hey, the debuting to, I do believe it was her debut at Ring of Honor, but irregardless, not to jump too far ahead of myself, but she was also in next week's Ring of Honor too. So Christina Marie, 2 times on Ring of Honor. Congratulations to her. We've seen her plenty of times on the local circuit. She is very deserving of that spot. Hope to see her continue to come back and make a name at Ring of Honor. We had the Kingdom defeating Tracy Williams and Rhett Titus. I had Christopher Daniels defeating JD Drake in an eliminator tournament thing. I had Big Bill and Lee Moriarty defeating Primal Fear. Tony Nese defeating Cheeseburger. I think that was another qualifier match. We had Gravity defeating Anthony Henry, and Shane Taylor defeating Serpentico, and Dalton Castle and the Boys defeating Sonny Kiss, Jeeves K, and Slim J to round out Ring of Honor. SmackDown from Friday, July 28th. It's Santos Escobar defeating Rey Mysterio. That was the incident where Rey Mysterio got injured in the match and looked like a rushed ending there. Obviously, we're going to get to that. The conclusion to that has already happened here, for better or for worse. To the disdain of the internet. LA Knight defeats Ashanti the Adonis. Charlotte Flair defeats Bianca Belair. Sonya Deville defeats Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. Excuse me, yeah. Karrion Kross defeats Carl Anderson, and Jey Uso defeats Grayson Waller to round out SmackDown. Rampage, July 28th. Friday, July 28th. Big Bill and Brian Cage win the Tag Team Battle Royale. Commander defeats Kip Sabian. The Kingdom defeats Hayden Backlund and Lee. But we've seen Hayden Backlund at 5-star, and I do believe he's going to be back there intermittently, or I don't know if he's going to be back at the next show, but I know we've seen him there before, so hopefully we'll see him there again. Hikaru Shida defeats Nyla Rose to end out Rampage, to close out Rampage. And we bring up Collision from Saturday, July 29th. Andrade El Idolo defeats Buddy Matthews. Darby Allin defeats Minoru Suzuki. He said he wanted a match against anybody. Bang. Murder Grandpa. Bullet Club Gold defeat Darius Martin and Action Andretti. And El Hijo del Vikingo. Mercedes Martinez defeats Kiera Hogan. FTR defeats MJF and Adam Cole. Now let's talk about the Great American Bash. This was a premium live event, so this will be the matches and show itself will be rated on this one. So Great American Bash started off with Stax and Tony D'Angelo defeating Gallus to become the new tag team champions. I give this a 7 out of 10. Roxanne Perez defeats Blair Davenport for an 8. Baron Corbin and Gable Steveson ends up in a no contest. I give this a 3 out of 10. Dirty Dom defeats Wesley Mustafa Ali. This is a 7.5. Tiffany Stratton defeats Thea Hale. This gets an 8. Carmelo Hayes defeats Ilya Dragunov. Very, very good match. I give this one a 9. All in all, a Great American Bash. It was a decent show. Usually in the time frame you get usually in the time frame that you get a NXT event and then a regular main roster WWE event, NXT shows up, shows out, and always has the better show. I can't say this was the case on Great American Bash, not to jump too far ahead, but I give overall the Great American Bash a 7 out of 10. I was going to keep that down to 1 out of 5 stars, but I'll just do everything out of 10. Unless I change that by next time. Which, you know me, I change my stuff a lot. So it's hard to keep up with even my own brain. So let's go on with our pick 6. I think this one is a little bit different, but I'll work into, like, next week is the actual pick 6, but I think this is a 7 because I still included the trios. But the thing is, I took trios out of my weekly accolades because not every week, excuse me about that, I bumped my microphone, but not every week is going to have a strong trios match pool to pick from. So I feel like I was setting myself up for failure, and what if there's only one doggone trios match? But you know, with AEW and Ring of Honor, they love to do their 6-man or trios, as you will, daddy. So, anyways, Man of the Week, Carmelo Hayes for keeping that title. Woman of the Week, Christina Marie. Welcome to Ring of Honor. Team of the Week, Stacks and D'Angelo. Good congratulations, team, for the new champions. Singles match, Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov. Tag team match of the week was the Tag Team Battle Royal. Trios of the week was Dalton Castle and the boys defeating Jeeves K, Sonny Kiss, and Slim J. And the show of the week was Monday Night Raw. Now let's jump into week 2. This is Monday, July 31st through the 6th of August. So, jumping straight into it, as if we're an Olympic diver, but we're no longer the Duke's dive. So, like, jumping into a straight jacket German suplex onto the back of your dome piece, or whatever, I don't know. Wrestling, some stuff, you know? Monday Night Raw, July 31st, 2023. Giovanni Vinci defeats Matt Riddle. Maxine Dupree defeats Valhalla. Shinsuke Nakamura defeats Tommaso Ciampa. Chad Gable outlasts the 5-minute challenge put on by Gunther, but loses after why did I do that? Gunther demands more time on the clock and says the match will have a finish to it. Boom. Hope to see Chad Gable at the payback, get his payback and face Walter again, but I don't think that's gonna work out well in Chad Gable's favor because I believe he's gonna stop. That'd be a hell of a pin in Chad Gable's hat if he were to stop Gunther from reaching that kind of a reign. But that remains to be seen, even if that is the match. Becky Lynch defeats Trish Stratus via DQ, and we will then get a rematch of this. And as we're recording this, I think it'll be this week in Toronto. Edge is already going to be there. Edge, Trish Stratus. So, yeah, I believe that was after SummerSlam, so we get the rematch. Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn defeats Dirty Dom and Damian Priest to close out Monday Night Raw. We then move on to NXT from August 2nd, 2023. We had Laya Valkyria defeat JC Jane. We had Dijak defeating Eddie Thorpe. Elektra Lopez and Luna Vice defeat Yulissa Leon and Valentina Ferrazzi. A Metaphor defeating Mensa and Noam Dar. Or excuse me, Metaphor defeating Loco Mensa was the name. And Noam Dar defeating Wesley and Carmelo Hayes. Baron Corbin defeating Andre Chase. Had Stax, Tony D'Angelo, and Santos Escobar. The returning Santos Escobar to NXT defeating Dallas. Excellent stuff there. We move on to Dynamite from the 3rd, August 3rd, 2023. August 3rd, 2023. Dynamite. Baby. We had Konosuke Takeshita defeating Chris Jericho. Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara. Oh, excuse me. We had Konosuke Takeshita and Chris Jericho defeating Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara. We had Trent Beretta defeating Jon Moxley. And Pentagon El Zero Mero. We had the Elite defeating Jay Lethal and Satnam Singh. And then we had Hikaru Shida defeating Toni Storm to become the AEW Women's Champion. Congratulations, Hikaru Shida. And congratulations are in order. We move on to Ring of Honor from Thursday, August 4th. Shane Taylor defeats Christopher Daniels. Aussie Opens defeats the Iron Savages. Shibata defeats Josh Woods. Dalton Castle defeats Zach Clayton. The Infantry defeat Nick Camarado and Dora Joel. Layla Hirsch defeats Miranda Vianette. Hey, we've seen her at PPW. So, congratulations to Miranda Vianette for being on Ring of Honor. She got a good call out by Ian Riccaboni. Gravity defeats Tony Nese. Athena defeats Diamante. The Gates of Agony defeat the Boys. And Cole Carter defeats LSG. We move on to Impact from that same day. The Coven defeats Trinity and Deonna Purrazzo. We had Heath defeating Alan Angels. Jake Something is back. Baby, he defeated Vigo and Kenny King. Jake Something defeated Vega. Excuse me. I just can't read my own stuff. Kenny King defeated Joe Hendry and Yuya Uemura. And to close out Impact, round out Impact, the Rascals defeat Jonathan Gresham and Speedball Mike Bailey. We'll move on to Rampage from the 5th of August, Friday, baby. Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy and Keith Lee defeat Kip Sabian, the Butcher, and the Blade. Anna Jay defeats Sky Blue. Swerve Strickland and AR Fox defeat Logan Cruz and Perez. Couldn't pronounce that one. You'll have to let that one go. You'll have to excuse me. Excuse me. Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli defeat Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor in an amazing Parking lot brawl match. Bloody, brutal wars. Crazy shit. SmackDown from Friday, August 4th. I do believe it was, or the 5th. It was the 4th. Yeah. LA Knight defeats Sheamus. The OC defeats the Growing Brutes. Austin Theory defeats Cameron Grimes. Zelina Vega defeats Io Sky. Jey Uso defeats Solo Sikoa. And Collision from the 6th. I have my dates all mixed up. I apologize to you. FTR defeats Big Bill and Lee Moriarty. Another challenge down. And of course they called out the Young Bucks, the Young Bizucks after this. Chris Statlander defeats Mercedes Martinez. This will set up a tag team match down the line between Mercedes and Diamante, Chris Statlander, and Willow Nightingale. Samoa Joe defeats Serpentico. The House of Black defeats Darius Martin, Action Andretti, and Big Shotty Lee Johnson. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Summerslam. This is a pay-per-view and will be rated accordingly. Matches 1 through 10, pay-per-view 1 through 10, bingo bango bongo. We're so happy in the Congo. Logan Paul defeats Ricochet. I give this one a 6. There were some good moments in here, but I seriously don't think this match was as touted the most viral match in SummerSlam history, or has the most viral moment. Hurricane Netbreaker, dope as hell from Ricochet. I will say that. Cody Rhodes defeats Brock Lesnar. This match gets a 7. LA Knight wins the Slim Jim Battle Royale. The match made pretty much specifically so the internet wouldn't have a shit fit. Gets a 7. Shayna Baszler defeats Ronda Rousey in an MMA style match. I really enjoyed this one. I didn't know where they were going to go with this. I didn't know if they were going to do like the Raw Underground or like a Fighter's Pit, something like that, or even bring like the Shamrock thing back from back in the day. You know, they could have done no ropes. You know, there's just several things they could have done. And, you know, they had a really awesome video package for this that shows, you know, that the process they went through, the history of the 4 horsewomen. But yeah, it showed that more than that, how Ronda and Shayna had always sparred or whatever. So, I mean, it goes to figure that the match was, in my opinion, pretty damn decent. It gets an 8. I enjoyed that. Gunther defeats Drew McIntyre to retain his Intercontinental Championship. This match gets a 9 from me. Seth Rollins defeats Finn Balor. Lots of mishaps. I really kind of wanted Finn Balor to win, but it also solidifying Seth Rollins as a damn solid heavyweight champion that you don't want to mess with. This match, in my opinion, is going to get a 9.5. Bianca Belair defeats Charlotte Flair and Asuka. This match gets a 9 also. This was really good. After this, Io successfully cashes in her Money in the Bank. She is the women's champion. So, that's pretty decent. They jumped the gun over there on AEW. Io Sky, champion over there. I mean, Hikaru Shida, champion over there. Io Sky, champion over here. You love to see it. I do. We move on to the main event. Roman Reigns defeats Jey Uso. In my opinion, this was a 9. Jimmy turning on Jey came back. There's been a lot of discourse on the internet about this, why he did that. I think it was either Simon from What Culture or it was Wrestle Talk, but somebody called this bar for bar and to jump up ahead. It was because Jimmy didn't want Jey to become the tribal chief because it would infect him and make him just like Roman. He'd have all this stuff, and then what would happen to the Usos? So, yeah, pretty much one of those people had called the what they were going to do with this one bar for bar, and a lot of people were upset with Paul Heyman at the Scrum press conference or whatever for saying that this was in the third inning with the Bloodline, and when really they probably, a lot of people were saying it like it was in the bottom of the eighth or whatever. It's really more closer to ending than it is. And they say he's on a lot of copium as Paul Heyman. I mean, I could see them take this for years even. Like, even if Roman loses the title, this Bloodline storyline isn't going anywhere. So that's my thing. Like, and I'm pretty sure that's his too. That's his take too. I see this Bloodline storyline becoming a key factor in WWE storytelling moving forward, period, whether it involves a belt or it doesn't involve a belt. You know, it's still going to involve Roman Reigns, win, lose, or draw. Once he loses that belt, if he loses the belt, but you're still talking about the longest reigning champion in the modern era. And, you know what I mean? That's going to happen for nothing. But, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Bloodline story. You know, I've already spoiled a little bit of that moving forward, but I did want to save a little bit for later. Let's do a pick six. Man of the week, obviously I'm going to have to go with Roman Reigns holding that record down, holding that title down. I have to acknowledge Roman Reigns on that one. Woman, and here comes another one. I'm acknowledging Io Sky. Io Sky became AEW champion. We give it up to Bianca Belair for becoming champion again, and also give it up for Hikaru Shida becoming AEW. Excuse me, I fucked that up earlier. Io Sky became AEW champion. Hikaru Shida became AEW champion. Io Sky became WWE champion. My woman of the week is Io Sky. Just because I had to pick one or the other, and second runner-up definitely has to be Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's Champion. And the team of the week is the Rascals. Singles match of the week was Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. Tag team match of the week was the OC versus the Brawling Brutes. Show of the week, SummerSlam 2023. Okay, y'all, one more week and I'm out of your hair. Or off your cap. This is going to be Monday, August the 7th through Saturday, August the 12th. Let's zoom. Monday Night Raw kicked off with Chad Gable defeating Tommaso Ciampa, Ricochet, and Matt Riddle. Shayna Baszler defeats Zoe Stark. Ludwig Kaiser defeated Otis. The returning New Day defeat the Viking Raiders. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and Shinsuke Nakamura defeat Damian Priest, Dirty Dom, and Finn Balor. We move on to NXT from Tuesday, August the 8th, 2023. Mustafa Ali defeats Axiom. Blair Davenport defeats Kalani Jordan. I don't think that's her name, is it? Kalani. I'm sorry about that. Tyler Bate defeats Noam Dar. Braun Breaker defeats Von Wagner, but then Von Wagner would fulfill his prophecy of putting Braun Breaker through a table. Drew Gulak and Charlie Dempsey defeats Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. Kiana James defeats Ivy Nile. And Dirty Dom defeats Dragon Lee. Excellent match. I really enjoyed that one too. Some good lucha. Dynamite from Wednesday the 9th of August. The Young Bucks defeat the Hardy Boys, and they call out FTR. All In is set for one fall. Young Bucks versus FTR, the rubber match. Can't wait to see that. You know, the whole FTR thing came, BTE, kind of thing like that. The Revival, fuck the Revival, FTR, cool. I can't wait to see that. Jack Perry defeats Rob Van Dam. There were a lot of gum bumping about Rob Van Dam. Evidently, they didn't catch the latest Impact run, which was excellent stuff. I think it was better than this match was better than that run, and just as good as the WWE run directly before it. Rob Van Dam, I don't know, man. I thought he was going to take a step back, but I really thought he had a decent match here. I mean, Father Time isn't kind to any of us, but and Rob's closer to the end of the journey than he was at the beginning of the journey, but it was like Simon from What Culture said, I'd probably fall on my face getting out of bed in the morning, so the amount, the dexterity he has to do the stuff he does is astonishing. Especially at the age he's at, not to be ageist. But I digest. The Blackpool Combat Club defeat the Lucha Brothers, and Hikaru Shida defeats Anna Jay. We move on to Impact from the 10th of August. Sami Callihan and Rich Swann defeat ABC. Dirty Dango defeats Bhupinder Gujjar. Jody Threat defeating Alicia Edwards, getting some payback for Alicia saying she ran Kazarian's girlfriend out of Impact. But we had Kushida defeating Speedball Mike Bailey. Had Bully Ray, Moose, and Brian Myers defeating Black Taurus and Laredo Kid, which was supposed to be a 6-man, but ended up being a 3-on-2. And they said he wouldn't be able to rise from the dead on this one, but PCO, damn it, is back, and he's after Bully Ray once again. And he's going to get his way on that one, I guarantee you that. That would round out Impact Wrestling for the week, and we move on to Ring of Honor from that same day. Dalton Castle defeats Slim J. I seen a lot of talk about the promo cut right in the beginning of Dalton's match, which he usually does every match. It's cool to see Dalton Castle get his comeuppance, and finally, like a lot of people in like WrestleTech Talk and there's people everywhere are saying that, because it's a little vindication to the fact before he became Ring of Honor champion, I was one of those people that said, yeah, I think that Dalton Castle could be a Ring of Honor champion, or should be, and he'd be a good champion. I got a lot of flack for that. And then, of course, when he did become champion and had a, in my opinion, pretty decent reign, you still had a lot of gum bumping from people that said he was one of the reasons Ring of Honor almost failed in the first place. Not to bring up negativity, I try to keep it nice and positive on here, but that's my thing of, I've been calling that for Dalton for a long time now. I think Dalton's one of those flashing stars, man, but I know I got a lot of backlash from saying that from a lot of people. So, like I said, just to see that Dalton is finally getting the praise he deserves, it's a little bit of vindication. Well, I'm sure it feels even better for him to finally start to see a little bit of steam behind that name. I like Dalton Castle. And Jake Hager liked that hat. So we move on. I apologize for that little tangent there. We had the Iron Savages defeating Lucky Ali and Braden Bray. The Infantry defeating Movie Mike, and there we go, the debuting outlandish Zicky Dice. Like I said, I really do believe Zicky's going to thrive here. We had Lee Moriarty defeating Andrew Everett. He had Tony Nese defeating Pat Buck. We had the Gates of Agony defeating the Workhorsemen. That was a good match. Layla Hirsch defeating Angelica Risk. Had Cole Carter defeating Rhett Titus. Shane Taylor defeating Gravity. Rounded out Ring of Honor for the week. Moving on to SmackDown from the 11th of August. Charlotte Flair defeats Asuka. AJ Styles defeats Karrion Kross. This is the one that there was a little bit of miscommunication there, but this is the one where Simon had said, I would fall out of bed getting up in the morning. So, the fact that AJ has the dexterity to do that, and that, they took a lemon and turned it into lemonade mid-match. Like, come on now, these guys are professionals like that. But shit happens, you know what I mean? There was a goofy little spot, but for most of the match was really, really decent. I mean, you get blessed to see AJ on the screen, and he's he's facing Karrion Kross. Oh Jesus, I forget the name he went by when he was in the Indies. But I mean, we would have killed for this match a few years back. Sometimes we look that gift horse in the mouth and stuff like this. A little bit of miscommunication here, or botch, or whatever you want to say. So, it's like focus too much on the little stuff when the grand picture is that a couple years back we would have killed for a match like this, to know that this was on major network television. Sorry for that random tangent. LA Knight defeats Top Dollar, and Rey Mysterio defeats Austin Theory to become the new United States champion after Santos Escobar couldn't compete. So they're kind of like maybe that's what they would have done, instead of them having to scramble to do something that Ray almost got, or did get injured mid-match there. But it's going to be interesting to see what they said. Internet Matt Loudmouth said that whatever. But anyway, it was said that I guess WWE was looking for I'm not going to worry about dirt sheet stuff. The amount of salt that you have to take with any kind of information on the internet these days is astronomical. Just not worried about why they would have done that, and just focus on the fact that it was a pretty cool moment to see Rey Mysterio become a singles champion on television again. Whatever they're going to do here. But it's just a little weird, because I thought that they would have Theory run I don't know what the records are on United States champions, you know what I mean? But it seemed like that's where they're trying to do, is break all old records. So it was kind of odd to see a title change like that, but I think there's going to be more coming. We had Rampage from the 11th. Darby Allin defeats Brian Cage. Orange Cassidy defeats Johnny TV. Aussie Open defeats the Outrunners. And Sarayas defeats Sky Blue. That puts us on Collision for the 12th. Collision would be the Acclaim defeats the Iron Savages. Boy, the Iron Savages took a lot of L's this episode. Mercedes Martinez and Diamante defeat Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander. Here was that match from from last week I was telling you about. The House of Black defeat CM Punk and FTR. Good stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, friends and foes, that brings us to the end of the episode. Bear with me for 1 second here. That does bring us to the end of the episode. Week 3 accolades. Pick 6 goes like this. Man, Chad Gable. Woman, Athena. Again, what an impressive title reign for the ROH Women's Champion or any ROH Championship. Team, the returning New Day singles match. Dirty Dom defeats Dragon Lee. Tag team match of the week. Sami Callihan and Rich Swann defeat ABC. And my show of the week is Monday Night Raw. So, like I said, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, friends and foes, you've reached the end of the episode. This has been Suplexes and Stuff. I've been your host. My name is Steven. Give a little bit of shout out here if you do the Facebook thing. Go on All Yaz Wrestling. All YAZ Wrestling. My buddy Tyler there has 2 years into this thing. You know, I can relate to his situation. He had put a post up, you know, explaining him going from writing for other news places or, you know, other news Facebook pages and becoming his own page, doing his own thing, setting off and carving his own path. So I can relate to that. That's what we've been doing here. That's what I've been doing here. You know, for the most part, do it on my own. We have the coach come in from time to time. I'd still like that to happen when we get some situation where we have both time available. The coach has a new child on the way, so, you know, parents like that don't really get much time, plus he's also doing wrestling shows on the weekend, so that's the kind of situation there. So no hard feelings towards anybody there, but that's you know, I mean, the situation with Coach and I, where the next time Coach gets some spare time, you might hear him on there with us. So, but yes, do go check out All Yaz Wrestling on Facebook. He has a lot of great write-ups, a lot of great stuff. I don't agree with him on everything, but, you know, find one person who you agree with everything they say. I don't think it's possible. For the most part, I really, really like his writings. A lot of times he'll come in there with something and it'll be the next day or whatever you hear about. You hear the same opinion or the same thing, like on Wrestle Talk or What Culture, and it's like, oh, Ty said that same thing just the other day. I really do think he has got a great mind for wrestling. He knows his shit. Go check him out on Facebook if you are so inclined to consume your wrestling media on Facebook. He has a great place there, on there. With that, like I said, I'll put that in the description. All Yaz Wrestling. Hopefully he branches out and does his own podcast or something soon, maybe YouTube or something like that. I think he has the personality to go forth and do something like that. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. I am available on most audio major platforms. Just recently we picked up iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music. So that's the places you can find us. You can even find us on Sirius XM. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. And join me next time. I do plan on getting back to you within a week's time. We got a lot of stuff coming up here. I know I've said goodbye 1,000 times, but I completely forgot to let you know that next week on the 20th is Impact Wrestling Premium Live Event Multiverse United 2. The first one was just as good as Forbidden Door. Tell me when I'm telling lies. So I have high expectations for this one. And the next following week after that is also another Impact Wrestling Premium Live Event Emergence, as well as All In. So it's a busy upcoming 2 weeks. Maybe I'll hit you with a double. Maybe I'll jump in and hit you with a 1 episode. I don't know. I don't want to promise you and under-deliver like Elon Musk. So, thanks for watching. Join me on the next episode and enjoy some wrestling.